Entrance into the NFL didn't quite go as he expected, slipping to the 5th round and then eventually going to the Browns, where he was at one point QB4. Shedeur called that fuel for his fire back then, and it took him 12 weeks of the NFL season to be able to show the National Football League why he deserved better. On Sunday, before his first career start against the Raiders, Shedeur Sanders, who, by the way, is Kevin Stefanski's 13th quarterback during his tenure alone to make at least one start, had this to say.
What do you hope to show against this Raiders defense, your teammates, yourself, and these Browns fans with their play today?
I'm who they've been looking for. Appreciate it.
I'm the one they've been looking for, and then he stood on business, leading the Browns to a 24-10 victory and snapping a 13-game road losing streak. Sanders also threw a 66-yard passing touchdown in the 4th. That was the longest completion by a rookie this season. He was also heavily pressured, took only 1 sack. Here was Shedeur celebrating after becoming the first Browns rookie quarterback to win his debut since the 1990s.
A win is crazy. It's amazing, you know, off of 1 week of practice, you know what I mean? Just 1 week of practice. So imagine, you know, what a full offseason look like. It gets dangerous. But it's just a 1 week of practice, so I'm just truly thankful, you know, that everything happened. Coming up here before y'all, 6-7 months ago, I couldn't tell you I'd be here. You know, God, the only way I'm able to even get through everything, you know. Nobody cares if this is 1 week of prep. Who cares? You know, so a lot of people want to see me fail, and it ain't gonna happen. You know, it ain't gonna happen.
Damian Woody now joins us here on First Take. And D, Wood, I'll start with you first here. Look, let's be honest, the Browns defense was absolutely amazing in this game. They had 10 sacks on Geno Smith. But we're talking about the quarterback. Yes?
Just want to start to interject. Nice suit for a change. There you go. You may continue, Shannon.
Okay. He's got his Thanksgiving vest on today. I'll give him that. 10 sacks on Geno Smith. The Browns defense really good. They did their job. But what did Shedeur Sanders prove to you in that game yesterday against the Raiders?
Well, I mean, he showed NFL traits in the game yesterday. I mean, you're talking about a guy who, you know, arm talent was on display. Shedeur Sanders had 3 plays of 35-plus yards yesterday. Browns all year long, from that quarterback position, only had 1. And so you saw the arm talent from Shedeur Sanders. Listen, it wasn't perfect by no means yesterday, but I was encouraged by, you know, the no sacks, the minimum amount of sacks that he took, with the amount of pressure that he was taking from the Raiders defense. Seemed like he knew where the moment didn't seem too big. He knew where he wanted to go with the football, and so those are building blocks, you know, for Shedeur Sanders moving forward.
What do you think, Stephen A? What did Shedeur prove to you?
Well, listen, he proved that he deserves to be the starting quarterback for the rest of the season for the Cleveland Browns. That's what he proved. He proved that he deserves to be put in the Lions' den and to find out what his true capabilities are. Because certainly the Las Vegas Raiders are not the ideal place. They are horrible. I mean, horrible.
I'm bad.
Chip Kelly is not the only person that should have been let go last night. You understand? And they lucky it's a home game, because if it was a road game, a legitimate argument could be made that they should be put on commercial airlines, Southwest or somebody. They shouldn't even be allowed to charter home. This is a bad team. This is a bad team all the way around.
Southwest catches straight.
It's just the truth. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. Pete Carroll, God bless him. God bless him, because he's accomplished so much in his career. It's time, you know, listen, we can't all work forever. Our days, it comes, all right? It's not there anymore, bro. It's just not there anymore. So let's just get that out the way. But you should do a Sanders, and you connect with Vaughn after scrambling out to your right, avoiding the blitz, and you throw that 52-yard touchdown pass. You throw the swing pass, and you get a 66-yard, another touchdown there as well. I give credit where credit is due to Sampson. That is, I give credit where credit is due, you know, because obviously the first week was awful. 25% completion percentage last week when he came in. This week, 55% completion, 47 yards passing. This time, 2,209. You know, a touchdown pass yesterday. Give credit where credit is due. It was really, really good to see him perform, for him to have the opportunity after a few days of practice, like he pointed out, to really, really showcase his skill. And then you look at him. He's bigger than Dylan Gabriel. He clearly has a better arm, can spread the field better, can throw the deep ball. Okay, so he showed you some of the things as to why we were talking about him coming out of Colorado before he fell to being a 5th-round pick. Here's the only thing that I did not like Kevin Stefanski hesitating, to say he'll be starting next week. You could have at least said that. It's ridiculous that he didn't say at least that much, even though we know he eventually will, because as I was watching the Otis morning, he said it accurately. There's no way that you can get away with not starting Shedeur Sanders. Cleveland will have, they'll have mutiny in that city if they don't put Shedeur Sanders back out there behind center this coming weekend. Outside of that, I also want to say this, and I want to piggyback off of what Rex Ryan said on Get Up this morning. Respectfully, we come from different perspectives. He is right when he says, you know what, when you win, it's us and it's we. When you lose, it's me. When you play quarterback in the NFL, that is true, Rex. But be fair, too. I'm not saying he wasn't, but I just want Rex to have a different perspective. How many people come into the league and before they have a chance to pass gas, get scrutinized as much as Shedeur Sanders has been scrutinized? You have to take that into consideration as well, which will assist in why he said the things that came off the way that he did, because he's been taking a lot from a lot of people. So that's all I want to say.
Yeah, I'm happy for Shedeur. Good for him. I agree, Steve, with Stephen A. He would be my starting quarterback moving forward for the remainder of the season. I don't think you can watch the deep ball, one, and say you don't want at least more opportunity of that, or watch the reaction that Myles Garrett has on the sideline to the throw and walk into your team and be like, hey, we're going to go back to Dylan Gabriel, whether he clears concussion protocol or not. So I'm happy that Shedeur had that opportunity. Listen, he didn't show a ton, I would say. Did it look like he handled the lights of the NFL environment? Absolutely. Did he move relatively well? Absolutely. Did he get the ball to where it should go more often than not? There was multiple plays where there was nothing to really do. No one was really open. So I'm not sitting here telling everybody lit the world on fire. I'm not sitting here telling everybody it was a disaster. It was kind of what I expected. He would be the starter for me. A significantly bigger challenge next week against a real football team in 49ers.
Okay, now.
Go ahead, Cam. Let
He's a rookie, for Christ's sake. And name the rookie quarterbacks that's in the league right now. I'll give you one, Cam Ward. Okay, what Shedeur Sanders showed the Cleveland Browns and the Cleveland faithful is this. He is capable. Dylan Gabriel hasn't given you that yet. Having a week of practice, he said, oh, I only did this with a week of practice. Okay, cool. What is he really saying? With only a week of practice, I was able to do that. Well, just give me more, and I will be able to give you more. The reason why he's running or rolling out, he probably slid the protection the wrong way, and he knew, okay, I have to make a play. That throw that he made was a wild play. When was the last time? And that is including Johnny Manziel. That is including Zach. That is including Baker Mayfield. That is including every single quarterback that has ever been a part of the Cleveland Browns to say, wow, that was a throw.
Well, Baker had plenty of them.
True. But when was Baker there? A couple years ago?
5 years ago.
You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
So for me, I'm sitting up here saying, hey, he's a young player. Are we jumping the gun? I wouldn't say we're jumping the gun, but he's also a rookie, and he's able to get spared certain things because he's new to this.
Sure.
Now, what the natural instinct showed is something that you can build off of.
Right.
And if Kevin Stefanski does not make that move, it will be abundantly clear what's the reason and what's really going on.
That's fair.
That's fair. I mean, Cam Ward comparison and J.J. McCarthy, too, you could argue is like a rookie, and he's struggling immensely as well.
All you want to see is just flashes,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Go ahead, Stephen.
I got a comment, and then I want to throw it to the football guys to get y'all perspective on the way I'm going. This is going to take. We apologize for the trouble before the trouble is necessary. The one obvious comment that I want to make is that this future Hall of Famer, this monster, is something special. The man is sensational. Okay, he's got 18 sacks in the season. He's got 14 sacks in the last 5 games. The only guy with 3 sacks in 3 sacks in 3 separate games this year. The dude is just on another level. Clearly the best defensive player in football. He's something spectacular. Talk about him in the same breath that you talked about Aaron Donald. Since they had footage of Sam Aaron Donald at the Rams game, I find myself looking at the Los Angeles Rams saying, damn, what if that dude just said, you know what, I might come out of retirement from the SEC. I'm at my God. I mean, just think about it, because we know he can. That's how special Aaron Donald is. But I find myself thinking about Myles Garrett every time I watch him because he's just that sensational. Want to give him some major, major love in that regard. Secondly is the question, and this is where I go, and it's kind of troublesome, but I got to ask y'all this. Quinshon Judkins. Did I pronounce his name right, Judkins?
Yeah,
Pat.
Yep.
Right. Now, I know that the man scored touchdowns, okay? But in order to score touchdowns, Kevin Stefanski had to take Shedeur Sanders out of the game and line this cat up so he could, he could run from the quarterback position and run it in for a touchdown. Here's my question to y'all. What's Cleveland's record coming into this game? 2-8. Is it fair to say they're not going anywhere?
Yeah.
Is it fair to say that what's most important is to find out what you got at the quarterback spot? Is that not fair to say? Why are you taking... I'm asking a question. I'm asking a question respectfully and sincerely. If you're 2-8 and you're not going anywhere, and you're trying to find out what your quarterback is made of, why would you take him out in that particular situation instead of finding out what he could give you at least one of those times? Why not?
Well, I will say this. When you get, all you guys know this, when you get down there that close, what's the easiest path to score? Running the football.
Right.
Running the football. I don't have a problem with them taking Shedeur out of the game and just lining up and running like a wildcat or some type of situation, because running the football is the easiest path to score touchdowns.
I know that.
So what do you
I know that. That's not what I'm asking y'all. That's not what I'm asking. That's not what I'm asking
Hold on,
y'all.
let me ask you, Steve.
I'm asking you.
Let me ask you.
If you're going nowhere, and the objective is to find out what the quarterback is made of, why not leave him in there in that situation? That's what I'm asking.
And this would be my answer. Because that's our viewpoint of the objective. And there is a part of that. But you can't ask your guys on a consistent basis to practice a certain way and do the work a certain way and prepare a certain way and go play a certain way, get into the game, have that monster doing what he's doing, Myles Garrett, and then go, I'm actually just going to call a bunch of passes with guys who can't win on the perimeter one-on-one just to see if Shedeur can
You can't run with Shedeur Sanders in the game?
No.
You can't run with him in the game?
No, you can, but the design of the game plan was to get into Wildcat in that situation. I'm not going to just sit back and sit there and go, well, Kevin Stefanski took him out.
I'm not questioning that it's the right football play under normal circumstances. I'm just saying these are abnormal circumstances. Their season is over. It's about finding out what he's made of.
But you're not going to find that much out from the 1 yard line.
Okay.
Well,
Just ask. You might make a mistake down there.
So what I would say is, we had this conversation, what was it, on Friday, right? And given the circumstances of what we've seen take place this year, certain things don't tell me what's being said. The optics show that Kevin Stefanski does not want to see Shedeur Sanders win. When you give a person minimalistic opportunities in Shedeur Sanders, hey, if we had this much excitement on the sideline, the players are responding differently. The fans are responding differently. Everybody is chiming in a little differently when this man is up under center. It's not like he's incapable, because he showed that. What I'm saying is, if you would have gave half of the treatment that you've given Dylan Gabriel, what would that look like? And it is abundantly clear that he's going to say the right things. He's going to put on and, oh yeah, well, we're making it about young man development. You're not making it about young man development. When you sit up here having a guy who's been up under your tutelage going on for 6 months and you haven't developed him the right way, coach of the year. And I like Stefanski, but it's no person that I'm not going to sit up here and talk about, whether it's Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Kevin Stefanski, Kevin Patullo. It does not matter. You get the same thought process that I did, and I'm like, nah, bro, that's not right, and you know it's not right. And it's just given what we see.
See, this is the kind of stuff right here that brings tears to my eyes, bro. I'm getting a little bit emotional because this is what I'm talking about. That's are so slick about Dan. And Woody, it depends on what he's wearing. When he's wearing a suit, he goes political. When he just got on a shirt, then he a little bit more raw. But he gets political when he get on a suit, Shay. That's who he is. He becomes a little bit more political. I said Woody. In Dio's case, listen, brilliant football mind. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, the brilliance overtakes you because you are a brilliant football mind, Dio. I'm proud to call you a colleague, my brother. I learn from you every day. But here's the problem. You're also a very nice guy. And you're very, very nice. And this man knows that Kevin Stefanski is a hell of a coach, okay? And he knows that. But the flip side to it, because he's so exceptional, there's a reality that comes with his position. And when you hear all the noise emanating out of Cleveland, you know good and damn well, again, you ain't going nowhere. Your damn season's over. The teammates are on the sideline, hyped over what they're seeing. The one thing, yeah, you guys scored the touchdowns, I got it. But you don't sit up there and take Shador Sanders up. You throw him into the Lions den. Throw him right in there. Let's find out what he does near the goal line. Let's find out what decision he'll make. Let's find out.
But that's not going to change your perspective. Here's the whole thing with you guys with this Shador and Stefanski situation. Stefanski can do no right by you guys in this situation.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That's a lie. And I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm trying to be very respectful here. You guys are implying that he intentionally took Shador out of the game from like the 1 yard line?
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
No.
I did not say
That's
that.
not what I'm implying.
He asked why instead of finding out.
That's right.
Why? Like, why take Shador out when you're trying to see what Shador?
But they've done that before this year. Okay. Like the Browns have done that before.
No.
All right.
No. Earlier you got a season. The season's over. What you're trying to find out now, what Cleveland wants to know about now is Shador. You want him in every situation imaginable because you want to see what he does.
Having Shador run a play or two from the 1 yard line, is that going to...
No, I'm with you, Daniel. Okay. But what I'm saying is we've seen certain things. Let's not make it about this game.
I think your point's fair.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. Given what we've seen this year, this is a coach that will not say a player's name. Shador Sanders. This is a coach that will not give him reps. And Shador Sanders, this is a coach that is not developing this guy the right way. And Shador Sanders, we've seen you be graceful, patient with Dylan Gabriel. You was giving Dylan Gabriel reps with Joe Flacco. So now when we're asking for it, it's not we. I'm just calling it how I see it. Now that I'm taking a step back and saying, like, no, bro, you cannot want this young man to succeed given of what you have done. And that's
But if he did line him up at the 1 yard line on that play and he handed the ball off or something, would that have changed your perspective at all?
No, that's not my point.
Okay.
I'm not his argument is valid, and I'm not saying take
I'm just
Shador out.
asking, Jay.
Isn't the objective?
I'm just asking, Jay.
Isn't Kevin Stefanski's objective is to win football games? Win games.
Yeah.
Win games. Now we got this whole plot of.
I'm very disappointed in you, Woody. I'm very disappointed
of Kevin Stefanski.
Come on.
Plotting against
Stop
Shador
it.
and all this other stuff.
Oh, my.
We got conspiracy theories.
You know what?
Right now.
We have seen, listen, as I've said, and being repetitive here.
Yeah.
I know his dad, longtime NBA executive Ed Stefanski, who I love dearly, okay? I'm not rooting against his son, and I know that Kevin Stefanski can coach his tail off. I'm simply saying there have been nuggets of evidence throughout the season that would indicate what Cam alluded to. And then we see Dylan Gabriel go down with a concussion. You know he's in concussion protocol. You don't even know if he's available or not, and you refuse to sit up there and rule him out as the starter for next week. That's what I'm talking about coming into this game. And then finally Wednesday we hear Shador Sanders is finally going to get reps with the first team, which hadn't happened in training camp, during the preseason, in the summertime, all season long. He comes out there, he performs yesterday, you don't even say his name, you won't commit to him being the quarterback next week, even though Dylan Gabriel is still in concussion protocol. Okay? Come on now. We got a right to sit up there and say 1 + 1 might equal 2. Might equal 2. I mean, damn. We can't do that?
Okay.
I mean, we got to wait. We got to be so protected. We can't do that?
We're gonna
Come on,
break here,
man.
but before we break,
I'm going to break, man. I'm going to break. Man.
Okay.